Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Trev's Diecast Corner, where we're going to look at some more diecast toys. Today's theme is emergency vehicles, ambulances, things related to fire, things related to police. 6 models, that's kind of the number that we're going to be doing. So I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, let's get going. So the first thing that we're going to be looking at is going to be a police car, and it's quite a very well-known police car, even to people that don't live in the country where it is made, and that is this little one. So for those of you that don't know, that is a Ford Crown Victoria. The version, don't know off the top of my head. I'm sure someone will be able to tell us, but yes. So this is a model here by, let's get the right way up, Real Toy. I'll just bring that closer there. And I don't have many Real Toy cars. They're okay. They're probably towards the lower end of the market before you start hitting complete generics. I mean, it pushes and rolls all quite alright. And yeah, I mean, the detail is actually quite nice. It does, you have to sort of give it this props, it does actually have coloured headlights and tail lights. I would have probably got this quite close to the end, but as you can see, it's quite heavily play worn. And I find that Real Toy toys don't hold up to play as well as maybe Matchbox or Majorette or Corgi. This is just police, it's not of a specific country, even though there is a little emblem here. If I bring that too close to my eyes, yeah, it doesn't seem to say anything. I think this came in with a pack of some other police related stuff. Clear glass all around, which does allow you to view into the interior, which is, again, reasonably well detailed. These are things that people like Matchbox and Hot Wheels, more expensive models, don't have. But I'm sure you can hear it a little bit, but I mean, it really does creak around, definitely this base. 2 rivets holding onto the bottom, and a good bit of detail on the bottom. The blues and twos, as we like to call them, on the top here aren't overly great. I think that moulding kind of actually holds it back quite a lot, and I would guarantee you that the reason why it looks like this is because this would also come as a yellow New York taxi cab. Anyway, so that's that one. Up next, we're going to have a look at another police, and that will be this. Now, this is a Peterbilt, and it's by Matchbox. You can kind of tell when something's by Matchbox because of the wheels. They use these wheels on a lot of things. And this one actually is actually branded. It's got the Peterbilt logo, which is a little bit wonky here. And we've got it being operated by SFPD. So I would assume that would mean San Francisco Police Department. I think this is probably a little bit before Matchbox sort of went off on that thing where they had like Hero City Heroes. Someone will know. I remember having a PC game about it. I don't think I've got that anymore. But yes, anyway, I quite like this model. I bought it like this. It's very heavily play worn. The chrome has started to come off pretty much all around, revealing this quite disgusting blue colour. So that shows you what colour the plastic was underneath it. And little stacks here are quite bent as well. But the main thing is you get these 2 little cranes, and they do actually bend completely outwards. I'm not sure really what you could put on it. I mean, if I put that down, it just, no. It's probably intended to work with other Matchbox. I mean, you can do a little bit of role play, you can have it sort of tow, but no, it's actually got quite a good, I have been proven wrong, that's got quite a good hook. But I don't really know why you would hook something left or right. I think this is, kind of intended for maybe some sort of weird specialist thing. If anyone out there is familiar with American police vehicles, please let me know. I don't think I've ever seen in movies or TV or even just in general a Peterbilt police truck that looks like this. I wonder if this is a bit of an imaginative, there you go, that's the word, imaginative sort of render of it. Air horns on the top, and this has got reference M9. Come in, M9. And quite surprisingly, I don't know if you can see this, it's a very ghastly looking figure inside. Yep, they've actually gone to the trouble of moulding a person in, which I kind of like, to be honest. It gives it a little bit more of a sense of realism, even if it doesn't actually exist in the real world. We'll look at the bottom. So the scale is 180, which makes sense because I don't think, for example, a Crown Vic is the same size as a Peterbilt. The Crown Vic, there is no scale on it, and quite frankly, I'm too stupid to bother to try and work out what scale it is. But anyway, so yeah, it's 180 from 1981, but of course that's just the copyright year, so it probably would have been sold for about good 2 to 3 years following that. This is from when Matchbox was being made in Thailand, so this is not a British vehicle. Anyway, so with that out of the way, I'm going to push this one backwards. It's getting quite busy on the other side. So that's it for police, 2 police, and we're now going to look at fire. Right, okay, let's look at the an entry here that for fire was one of maybe 2, when you call it 1.5 fire related vehicles, and this one here is by Majorette, and it's a Range Rover. And I quite like this model. I do know, of course, that in some of the more lovable, I guess, beautiful areas, I guess you could say, of the United Kingdom, they do use various Land Rover vehicles for emergencies. This has engine number 274, and it's actually got, this doesn't move at all, but there is some sort of detailing and moulding here in the back, probably to indicate some kind of pump kind of thing, which is quite interesting, really. The back really is quite basic, and as you can see, there's a tow hook, and I think, and I don't have it anymore, but it would have come with a little trailer to sort of go along with it. It just says District 3 Fire Department. It's not for any specific region. You've got, of course, the air vents that are quite classic for this Range Rover, and what I would say to be quite a nice grille, actually. The metallic base comes through to distinguish the lights, and then, of course, again, the very classic grille there. The lights on the top are, they're alright. They're probably reasonably accurate, but because they are the same plastic as the cabin, it's they're just sort of clear. They're not really blue or anything like that, so it's kind of a detraction. This gives it a scale 1/80 again. No, 1/60. Sorry, my eyesight's terrible. I'm getting new glasses tomorrow. And is number 246. So yeah, it rolls reasonably well, actually, considering. I don't really like this wheel design, but yes, hey ho. Anyway, that's that. Get out of here. Right, so the last 2 I've got to show you are generics, and I don't really like generics because the mouldings are usually really rubbish, the build quality is rubbish, and when I was a kid they would not hold up to much play. And a lot of generics actually got turned into scrap cars, you know, for like various bits of role play or banger cars, or got repainted, got squished. I had, like, you know, one of those my first toolkit type things, and I would just smack them with the hammer to make them look like they've done a rollover, because they were made of such cheap, flimsy metal that is pretty much Coke can thin. Anyway, so we're going to look at some here that are generics that I find to be quite interesting. In a future episode, we're going to go over some really bad generics that I've still managed to keep in various conditions, and you can just sort of have a laugh at how badly proportioned some of them are. Anyway, the first one here is it's a bit of a mix. It's a fire ambulance, fire department, special equipment, ambulance, emergency 911, first aid. Little emblem here. This is emergency service. Yeah, it's a very this model is very common. I've seen it a lot. So you get this very hollow plastic rear, which usually has, you know, reasonably good decals on the side. The rear, nothing. This side, again, same decals mirrored. And then it's usually on a truck base, so you can actually see that you probably could pull this off. It's probably, usually in my experience, it's glued to the bed of the truck, and then that would come off. However, on this model, the only thing is that this little red bump, not really sure what that would be for, is moulded actually into the die-cast car itself. It's sort of to give you an idea of how bad that is. I mean, you can guarantee that door would never open with the rear chassis that far forward, and the wheels do not sit in the wheel arches, they sit quite far off. But it's quite a fun little ambulance. These are a dime a dozen. I don't know what it is trying to imitate, or what truck chassis that is on the bottom. If you've got any ideas, let us know. I kind of want to say it's sort of maybe like a Chevy of some kind. It's probably going to be American. We've got this awful, I honestly, I really do not like dark blue windows, but I can guarantee you that with the weight of this, there is nothing in there. So it's probably best that it is blue. Two very small little lights on the top. They don't do anything, don't light up or anything. But yeah, and base, very boring, typical kind of chassis and wheels really for these sort of models. And of course the best piece is this is Unit 69. Amazing. It says 69 that way, it says 69 that way. Amazing. So yeah, as for rollability, yeah, it rolls around quite alright. It probably rolls quite alright because it's so light. But I've always kept it. I like these sort of specialist ones. You know, you used to get ones that were like ambulances just for the airport, or you know, SWAT vehicles and things like that. Specialist things are interesting, and I will usually pick them up on if they are generics, if they're cheap enough, because they're quite good fun. So the last one to look at is another generic, and it's an ambulance. Ambulance, however you like to say it in your part of the world. Again, it's a generic, although it does have a number which kind of tickles me. 1501. I don't really know why it's numbered. I can't believe that there's 1500 vehicles made by no-name manufacturer, but maybe. I think again I got this in sort of one of those big multi-packs, probably at some sort of village shop. It's probably out of all of them has the least amount of decals. It just says ambulance along the side and on that side. Detail on the back is effectively non-existent, although you do get two windows. You get these really strange little portholes on both sides. And detail on the front, again, is reasonably lacking. Again, I kind of want to say that this is potentially maybe like a Chevy or a GMC. that this has been modelled off. I'm sure someone out there is going to be able to let us know. There's what looks to be sort of a bit of ventilation, but it does have chairs, and we do have clear glass, which is, you know, quite nice. And it's actually, you know, sort of convex in a way, so it kind of gives this kind of nice sort of feel to it, I guess. Rollability, this actually rolls really well, again because of like how weak it is, and it's quite a quiet roll as well. This sits a lot better on its platform than the previous ambulance that we looked at. But yeah, I mean, I kept it because I kind of quite liked the design of the van, and I was thinking of maybe stripping it down and turning it into something else. Anyway, well, let's get everyone all back into shot. Can I get everyone in shot? Oh, look at that, I'm getting used to this now. Yes, so thank you for watching. It's a short one. These are going to get about to be, you know, reasonably short these days, just because of time, as we are all sort of busy with various other things. But thank you for watching. Next episode will probably be about boring cars. So I had a real sort of desire, even when I was a kid, to buy models of cars that no one cares about. So it will be just about cars that you would see on the road, and it'll be 6 of those. And then, like I said, I've got lots of ideas of other things, and the idea is also that I might also take you through some restorations that I'm going to be doing. I just need to get a filter box for doing airgun stuff. Anyway, well, if you like this, then like it. If you've got any feedback, put it in the comments. I do read it, I do take it in. Come join us on the Discord. Ping me on the Discord if you've got anything that you want to show off. Maybe show off some of your emergency vehicles of your own. And I hope you all still stay safe, and I'll speak to you later. So, as a quick little extra tidbit, I figured out actually how this thing works. So, it can actually tow 2 vehicles at the same time. There you are, all thinking that I just look at these. No, I still play around with them. Quite like this, actually. I think this has now become maybe one of my favourites. Anyway, sorry for the shaky cam, because I only just found this out. Bye!